वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे कुलारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः Namo Namaha. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you are joining. We have been covering the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We have entered into the 4th chapter. It is called as Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. The combination of Jnana Yoga was introduced in the 2nd chapter. In the 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga was introduced, and in the 4th chapter, another dimension has been introduced called as a Sannyasa Yoga. In the first chapter, Arjuna was depressed. He was depressed. To wake him up, he was depressed because he thought he is the doer. He was the doer. And he was all ready to take off, and he was so confident of his ability. He thought Lord Shri Krishna is a charioteer, and he was so confident. And before he could able to take off, Lord deliberately placed his chariot in front of his relatives, and seeing the relatives, his heart sank. He started identifying with his near and dear ones, and he said, I can't fight. My limbs are shaking. It is a case with all of us. So much of potential is there. When we see a child of a 2-year-old, parents will be saying, so much of energy is there. This child cannot sit in one place. So much of energy. As the child grows and becomes stunted in life, we put a lid down to ourselves thinking that we can't. We start identifying with, I want this one, I want this one, I want trivial things. We start settling, compromising our ideals in our life for trivial things, and put a lid down to ourselves. As a 2-year-old, so much of energy we had. The children, as we grow up, we come out as a stunted person. And Arjuna was a role model in the first chapter, seeing his grandfather, teacher, other relatives. He got identified with them. He said, sorry, I can't fight. Better just to leave. Why should I fight with them? Begging is even better for me. I don't want to fight. So much of potential Arjuna had, all of a sudden started compromising himself. I don't want to fight. And Lord Shri Krishna, he is not only a charioteer of Arjuna, he is a charioteer for all of us. We all think, no, what is there? I have a good job, I have good bank balance. Why wake up on Christmas Day? Why go for a retreat? It is enjoy, have a party at home and compromise. I am satisfied with trivial things. In the beginning I talked about the 3 needs of hierarchy. 99% of the population are happy with that one. We are happy with the basic needs are met. What else you want? We are in a good country, luxurious living, we have everything. We are compromising. Arjuna was a classic example. And we can't say that we don't have Krishna in life. Bhagavad Gita says Krishna is there as a charioteer, everyone. In the second chapter, he talked about jnana. He gave the Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga is a jnana. He gave the jnana. You are identifying with your body. Beyond the body, body comes and goes. Beyond that one, there is a soul. Body is there for the soul, not the other way. And soul is not there for the body. You have to think. You are thinking the soul is there for the body. You should think other way. Body is there for the soul. You have to make use of the body, enrich the soul. Otherwise, body is nourished, soul is sulking. Within me, soul is sulking. Why have I come here? Body is nourished and soul still no food for the soul. It says in the second chapter, Sri Krishna says, the body is there to serve the soul, not the other way. He gave the jnana, and in the third chapter, Sri Krishna talks about the karma yoga. Do the karma, kuru karmaiva tasmatvam, purvairapi mumukshibihi. Like great achievers who have done, you have to do that way. Now they have excelled. Great achievers are there. He gave an example of Janaka and others. He says, even I am doing the karma, why I have to do? I have nothing else to achieve. I have achieved everything. Still I am doing. Great people have done. Like that you must act. You must act to enrich your soul. In the fourth chapter, Sri Krishna talks about to give and narrate an example. And before the war, Lord Sri Krishna came to Dhritarashtra's court for a final appeal. Otherwise, people may think Sri Krishna could have saved the war. He did not do enough effort. He did not put enough effort. Sri Krishna says this war is inevitable, but still people may be thinking this great calamity is going to befall, and Sri Krishna did not do anything. Let me go and try. He talked, and he pleaded for one village for each Pandavas. They will be happy. Duryodhana categorically said, not even a village, not even a space as big as the tip of the needle I will give. And so Sri Krishna then told Dhritarashtra, get ready for the war and see what is going to befall on you. Big calamity. And before Sri Krishna departed, he thought he will go to Kunti. Pandava's mother was staying with Vidura. And to ask any comments, he went to Kunti, Pandava's mother. Do you have any message for your children? Now war is inevitable, war is going to happen. And do you have any message? Kunti said, the message is required. Bhima doesn't require any message. He knows what is right. Bhima doesn't require any message. And Yudhishthira himself, he is physically not strong. And Nakula and Sahadeva, they follow what elders say. Arjuna is sometimes this side and sometimes that side. Convey the message, this story, tell them. Kunti tells a story to Sri Krishna, tell this story to Pandavas, and tells there was the mother called as Vidula. Vidula was the mother was there, and her son always seeking the comfort. Always happy, sleeping, taking rest, and always happy to be in the bedroom. And once enemy camp attacked the territory, mother chided this son, you get up and go and fight. And he started screaming at mother, "How cruel you are! You are pushing me into the death trap. Do you want me to go and die? You want to see me get killed? How cruel you are! I haven't seen any mother like you. You want me to go and get killed." And mother said, "I would rather see you get killed. I would rather see you get killed rather than hiding in the bedroom. I would be happy to see you dead in the battlefield. Go and get ready, go." And she pushed with so much of anger. She said, this son got so irritated, but whatever mother said, and he got pumped up, and he fought with the enemies, and he came back victorious. He was feeling good about himself. I did this one. Had I stayed in my bedroom, I would have squandered my life. And the mother was so happy to see the valor of the child. And Kunti said, "Go and tell this message to Arjuna. He requires this one." And this is the message. The message Sri Krishna conveyed. You mothers, what is the mother's message? Whether compromise or war, mother said you must fight. Mother said, Sri Krishna went and conveyed this message. Your mother aspires you to fight the war. Though mother conveyed, in the battlefield, Arjuna collapsed. It's that much of stamina was not there. But because of the Lord's message, he got motivated. And in the fourth chapter, Sri Krishna starts off with this message. I taught this one. Bhagavad Gita is not the first time Sri Krishna says, I am teaching you. In the past, I taught this one to the son from Manu, Ikshvaku, solar dynasty. And from Parampara, it has been flowing. Now the message is lost. That is why I am telling you again. And Arjuna asked, you are my contemporary. You are only 6 months older to me. How should I understand that you have told this one to the son? You are just 6 months earlier. You are born in this Shravana or Bhadrapada, whereas I am born in Palguna. About 6-7 months I am younger to you. How should I understand? Sri Krishna starts this chapter. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Proktavanaham Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Praha Manurikshvakave Bravit Evam parampara prapta Imam rajarshayo viduhu Sakale neha mahata Yogo nashta parantapa Sayevayam maya tedya Yoga prokta puratanaha Bhaktosi me sakha cheti Rahasyam hetyaduttamam. Shri Krishna says this parampara knowledge has lost. That is why I am telling you now, because you are my devotee, bhakta, devotee, not only a devotee, not a blind devotee, you are my friend also, closest friend. You, it's a blind devotee, just follows friend, close friend, questions also, has a liberty. You are my you regard me as a closest friend. That is why I am revealing you the secret. Again, highest of the secrets. Arjuna uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivasvatah katametad vijaniyam tvamado proktavaniti. Shri Bhagavan uvacha bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanyaham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. Shri Krishna says, I have taken many lives, births, so are you. But I remember everything. You don't know. You don't remember. There is a curtain behind you. You don't know the past. You don't know the future. Your present is an uncertain for you. For me, the past, present and future, the open book, I have come many times. You also have come. You don't remember. I remember everything. Ajopi sanna vivyatma. Ajopi sanna vivyatma. Bhutanam ishwaropi san. Bhutanam ishwaropi san. Prakatim swamadhisthaya. Prakatim swamadhisthaya. Sambhavam atmamayaya. Sambhavam atmamayaya. Our birth, we don't know why we are born. We don't know why we are born in a particular place, particular time, particular country, particular religion. We don't know. We are helplessly born. We are helplessly leading a life. We helplessly depart. Whereas Sri Krishna says, I take the birth at my own will. This nature, I use that one as a platform, instrument, with Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Atma Mayaya with Maya. Prakriti is called Prakritim Swa. This nature, Prakriti, I use my own Maya, my greatness, and use that one. I reveal myself. I reveal myself on my own accord at any place, any time, whereas others, we don't know why we are born in a particular family, particular religion, particular time, particular country. We don't know. We are born. How are you? I am just existing. I don't know how tomorrow, I don't know yesterday, I don't know why it happened. Sri Krishna says, the definition of yoga is beautifully brought about by Sri Krishna. The yoga, name of yoga, Sri Krishna defines a new dimension, means a balance. The order, whenever the order is not there, some people ask why there is an evil in the society. And last week I mentioned, because evil is there, greatness has a value. Because the bad people are there, good people are glorified. If bad is not there, there is no impetus for us to do the sadhana. Why you are coming to the yoga retreat? Why we are doing a yoga retreat? We want to retreat. So much of things are happening in my life. I want to retreat. Because if everything is so good, nobody would have been coming to the yoga retreat. I want to discover myself. Why I am coming to the yoga retreat? Why I am investing? I want to come back. I had enough. I want to discover myself. Just because the negativity is there, the positivity has a value. Just because the Duryodhana negative people are there, the Pandavas got their greatness. Had Duryodhana, the Kauravas were not there, we would not have been talking about Pandavas now. We would not have been talking about Bhagavad Gita. Because of the negativity, the positivity. Why we are practicing? Because we seek the positivity. Because of the negativity, the positivity is there. Whenever there is an imbalance, if the too much of positivity, people go into complacence. Like many civilization, Greek and other civilization, when things were so good, they become so complacent, led to their own downfall. Their own downfall. If you are so good, so it has to be balanced. If the so much of negativity is there, it has to be balanced with the positivity. This balancing principle is called as yoga. Yoga means balance. When you are doing the asana, maybe we did the third asana, it's a balance. We did Prasarita Padottasana, it's a balance. And Bakasana we did, balance. It is a balance in the physical level, but what Sri Krishna is saying that when the order in the society gets imbalanced, he comes and he uses the fulcrum he adjusts the fulcrum so that balance is restored. The balance is restored. Now the global warming, they say, global warming, the sea level is rising. Sea level has not risen now alone. The historians, the archaeologists, they say about it's 10,000 years back, there was a Sumatra, heavy volcano was there. Entire India was covered with ashes. All population got wiped out and only some people in Kashmir lived. And after that, the sea started rising up and it washed out the ashes. Even the India and Sri Lanka, there was a connection, land connection. Sea raised and the land was covered. During the Ramayana time, it was the bridge was built again. It was a sea rising and falling. We think because of the excess carbon dioxide and whatever science is telling, we are just saying, but it is going on its own accord. It's setting the balance. Lord knows when to increase the sea level, when to decrease. It is a process of restoring the yoga. It's a balance. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirbhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Abhyuttanam, to utthana. And whenever the negative is there, abhyuttanam adharmasya, and the negative is there to lift the dharma, time to time he appears. And another reason to restore the one is dharma, righteousness. To restore the righteousness, he appears time to time. Second reason why he appears, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samstarpanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And to protect the virtuous, noble people, he is always on the side. Though he is impartial, he is there where the noble people are there. He is there, though he is not nobody's favorite to him, but only he is on the side of the virtuous people. Paritranaya sadhunam, negative people, when they rise up, to so much to bring them down, and he will bring them down, and to restore the order. Dharma and yoga are synonyms. Dharma samsthapanarthaya or yoga samsthapanarthaya. To restore the yoga, Sri Krishna is called as Yogeshwara. Dharmeshwara. Yogeshwara, to restore the yoga, I appear time to time. Sambhavami yuge yuge. And next one, Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Yo Veti Tattvataha. Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. Evam Yo Veti Tattvataha. Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma. Naiti Mameti Sorjuna. And my appearance, Sri Krishna says, Janma, my appearance, my actions are divya. Ordinary people cannot understand. Many people, they say, Lord is like us, even he has to suffer. And many people equate their life to like God. Sri Krishna says, my appearance is unique. My actions are unique. People cannot see that one. Never equate your life with to the Lord's one. Sri Krishna says, those who sees his life as a divya and naiti mameti tyaktva deham, there is a punarjanma is not there because they understood the greatness of the Lord. Punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaha Baho jnana tapasa bhuta madbhava magataha. And Sri Krishna says the quality of a devotee, it's a yoga retreat, we have to contemplate on this one. Sri Krishna says Vita is in English, Vita is without. Without in English is Vita. Vita means without. Raga means attaching. Attached, we are attached to so many trivial things in our life. We are so attached to the trivial things in our life. Vita, Raga, attached. Because of this attachment, as I mentioned earlier, best in us is not coming out. We are attached. So many small things in our life, we are attached. We are not ready to take off in our life. We are not willing to go past the third level of need hierarchy because so much of attachment. Vita raga, no, without attachment, bhaya, no fear in my life. And krodha, no anger, calm mind. Vitaraga bhaya krodha, manmaya mamupashrita. And manmaya, alone, seeking me alone, Sri Krishna says as the highest, surrender to the highest, and seeking him alone. Bahavo jnana tapasa, many people through jnana, acquiring the jnana, and tapas, purifying themselves, they have come unto me. Sri Krishna says, it is not you alone. In the case study, he gave example that many people have practiced and purified themselves and come to me. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu anuvartante manushya partha sarvashaha. Sri Krishna says everyone is Lord's devotee. He says, we say some person is an atheist, non-believer. Sri Krishna says there is nothing called as non-believer. Everyone is seeking whatever way they seek, he approach. For me, I am this Christmas holiday, I don't want to come to yoga retreat, I want to enjoy. That is what I am seeking. Lord gives that one. My thinking of the Lord is in party. He appears in that one. He gives that one. I seek in some other petty things. He gives that one. Whatever way we seek, He gives that one. Ultimate dispenser of everything is Him. And we can't say why people say why there is a suffering. Because whatever people asked, he is giving. It is not the problem with the giver. I only asked for that one. And he is giving, reciprocating. Whatever way people are approaching, I am giving. Whatever way, that is why jnana is important. What is temporary, what is permanent. You should know, then you know what to seek. In our yoga retreat, it's an opportunity for you to retreat and seek higher things. If you are not retreating, I don't know what I want in my life. I don't know what I want in my life. Many people, they say, many people, if they are in the retirement age or close to retirement or above 50, and if you ask, what do you want to do in your life? Most will say, after retiring, I will do what I want in my life. And that means, till now, I haven't done anything for me. I am just doing what others told me. What my wife said, what my husband said, what my boss said, I am just doing what they say. Most say, after retiring, I will do what is good for me. And this, so far, I haven't done anything for myself. I have to do something for myself. It's a retreat, helps me to identify what I need in my life. And even retired people have said they don't know what I want in my life. At that time, after my retiring, if I want to contemplate, my limbs are failing, back is failing, I can't sit, legs are not listening, and mind is so dull, it is not possible to do sadhana. When you want to do the sadhana, not after retiring, as a child, get in now. When you have so much of energy, it is a time to recalibrate your life. It is only a myth that after retiring I will do. It will never happen. If you want to do, when you have energy, extremely busy, I don't have time, that person is the right person. The so busy person can accommodate another program. And after retiring, I have so much of free time, I cannot do. It says, when you have the energy, you get in. You get in, it's a time to recalibrate. And Kankshanta karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha Kshipram hi manushe loke Siddhir bhavati karmaja. Kankshanta karmanam, people seeking the trivial things in life. For example, my goal in my life to have 2 investment property or $1 million in my bank. And so my target for the life is very small. I work hard. I get connected with the influential people, business people. That is my sadhana. I pamper them somehow. It is an easy way. That trivial things, seekers of trivial things approach the iha devataha, other devatas, for where easily it is possible. Like astrology in the TV channel, they say this, you have that dosha, you wear that ring, you have this puja, you have that puja. They give all solution. Ganapati is called a Kshipra Prasada Ganapati, Shiva is called as Ashutosha. They give your reward very quickly. We don't have patience to do sadhana. We want a quick fix. We don't have patience. Tell me what I have to do. I want it now. We don't have stamina to do the long sadhana. They approach the shortcut. What can be done? Even the way corruption has come in, corruption is another way. I don't want to, they have taken further shortcut. I don't want to work. I want to be overnight rich. How can I loot people? That is another way. It's a one way is easy, I don't want to do the long sadhana. Corruption people, even though they don't want to work, they don't want to steal. And that is another way. They approach all wrong means, and Sri Krishna says that whatever way people approach, I appear. And most controversial thing, the many people they comment, the bad thing in India is casteism. Casteism I don't like. Look at our religion. There is no casteism. Everyone is same. Everyone is same. And Sri Krishna is talking about, repeat this one, Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagataha Tasya Kartaramapi Mam Vidya Kartara Avyayam Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha Tasya Kartaramapi Mam Vidya Kartaram Avyayam. The Chaturvarnya, I have created this one. This classification is a Chaturvarnya, 4 classification of the humanity. I did this one. And what is the 4 classification? On Guna Karma Vibhagataha, based on the nature, the temperament. Guna, the temperament, and action. My action, how I am doing the action, it is because of my temperament. The 4 classification of the temperament I started. Chaturvarnya, Varnya means now because of the Britishers, they did not know how to understand Varna. They said caste. It's a word given by Britishers. Varna means color. Color, we say the true color of this person is revealed now. I thought this person is a honest person. The true color is revealed. The color doesn't mean what is the body complexion. It is talking about the nature of the mind. The Britishers, they said the Jati system, if the mother is, parents are that caste, son also is that one. Father is a Brahmana, son also is a Brahmana. Father is a Kshatriya, son also is a Kshatriya. And Vaishya, son also. Shudra. That is from the Britishers' time. English, they started that one. What it is talking about, the Varna, the color, it's a temperament. The father may be a Brahmana, and son can be can be a Shudra, according to that one. The color, it is talking about the Brahmana. Brahmana means one who is interested in knowledge. Think, contemplate, and like a scientist in a university, or want to contemplate, want to do the research, and thinking, strategy, R&D. That person is on the head oriented, not too much interested in physical activity, want to contemplate. Head oriented person, it is called as a Brahmana. Brahmana, illumined mind. Like when a ship is going, I want to see the long range. How far I can look. Planning. When I am traveling in the life, I want to see 10 years ahead of me. 10 years ahead of me, I want to see the planning. I want to plan ahead. That is called as a Brahmana. Kshatriya is the one whatever great is the planning, it has to be implemented. It has to be administered well, managed well. To manage, I need strong shoulders. I have to be able to take responsibility. Like parents in the house, they not only they're a Brahmana, they have to take a responsibility, shoulder the responsibility for the children. It is a Kshatriya. I am taking the responsibility. And Vaishya, administer. Vaishya is the one, you have to, whatever is your skill, you should be able to sell your skill, trade your skill, exchange your skill. Unless I trade things around, that unequal distribution of things are there. Riches, goods are here and it is not reaching the right people. The commodity has to be reached to the nook and corner of this world. So we need good trading. For trading, this one, Vaishya. And the another class is called a Shudra. You need somebody to support. Everyone cannot be a thinker. We need a person who can do the job also. Shudra. Shudra means Shucham Dravate iti Shudra. Meaning of that one who melts down at looking at the suffering of others is called a Shudra. That is the basic quality to be called as a human is a Shudra. Everyone must be a Shudra to see, empathize with the people who are suffering. The least common denominator to be called as a human, everyone must be a Shudra. And above that one, if you want, you can get specialized as a Vaishya, Shudra Vaishya, or you can be a Shudra Kshatriya or Shudra Brahmana. The great rishis, they have given the mantra out of the compassion for the humanity. They did so much of the tapas, they are the Shudra. They had done so much of sadhana for the people, for the upliftment of the community. They were the Shudras and from the Brahmana level or Kshatriya level. Kshatriya, great warriors. They fought to protect. Or great trade people, business people, or the Shudra. And Sri Krishna says, this classification, the Bharata, Sri Krishna says, I have given other religion, other countries do not have, they haven't evolved even to classify this one. In India, rishis are so evolved, they could able to classify the humanity. It is the greatness of Indian rishis, they could able to classify. Even Western people or other religion, they haven't even evolved to classify people. It's a great contribution of our rishis. We should be proud of that one, that psychological classification. It is not a physiological classification. Now, because of the misunderstanding, now we are doing only the physiological classification. It is a psychological classification. It is talking about Chaturvarnya. It is there everywhere. In the West also, for example, and in America, most of the presidents, you can Google up called as BBC. You look up in the America also, Boston Brahmins Club. Boston Brahmins Club, most of the American presidents are calling themselves as a Boston Brahmin Club. We are Boston Brahmins. Even American presidents, that you look up in the Google, they claim them. We are the Brahmin of this society. They say in early 1700s, many people from British time, they migrated. Their ancestors were Brahmins and they claim and highly evolved. Because of that one, we are the giving the direction to the community. That BBC, Boston Brahmin Club, it is there in America, you can look up. That they take pride in that one. And so, in the what we have to be understanding, the Chatur Varnya, it is not a physiological classification, it is a psychological classification. Nowadays, the Indian politicians also, they don't care to understand, to divide the community. They say, based on the physiological classification. Give us reservation, only the physical, they are not interested in knowing that one. It is somebody has to talk to the politicians also. It is a psychological classification. Psychological classification, Sri Krishna says, this is the classification of the human race. It is given by me. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo bijanati karma birna sabadhyate namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo bijanati karma bhirna sabadhyate. Shri Krishna says, understand that one, the Lord, do not equate him to me, and name karmani limpanti. The karma never binds the Lord. We are bound, whereas the Shri Krishna says, I have full freedom. Karmani limpanti and name karma phale spruha. I have no hankering of what I want to get out of this action. Name karma phale spruha. Iti mam yo bijanati. One who understands this one. Slowly, Lord is totally free. Understand, I am under shackle. Slowly contemplating that way, you also start discovering freedom in your life. If you think, Lord also what to do, He is also like me, so you will never untangle yourself. One realize Lord is all free. He alone, one who is totally free, alone can set me free. If you think He is bound, how He Himself is bound, how can He unbound me? He is totally free. Only one who is totally free can alone set me free. Understand that one. Your sadhana when you are doing, if you are wanting in the jail, if you are already in the jail, you can't ask another inmate, please help me out. He himself is a lifer. This person, you are asking another life sentence person, please set me free. If he knew, he would have gone out. I go to Bangalore prison every year, same. They whole day chit-chatting amongst themselves. They think other inmate will help me. They have so much of negative energy, they only talk negative and only the negative cycle. It makes them even more bound, physically bound, mentally shattered. Think of the Lord is the totally free. That one person who is so always free, totally free, alone can unbind me. Sri Krishna says, how we have to do the sadhana. Sadhana, mental concept. Think of the Lord, He is always independent. He is always free. Then only I have a hope of getting freedom in my life, hope of getting liberated. It's though he's talking about this one, the devotion is involved. This shloka, knowledge is involved. It is talking about mental framework. It's a complete Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga is impregnated in this shloka. humility, devotion, knowledge, surrender, everything is involved if you are aspiring for freedom from in your life. Evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi guru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam evam jnatva, having understood this way, only seek the one who is always free, totally free. Kritam karma, you do the action that way. Purvairapi mumukshubhihi, the seeker of the liberation. In the past, they have adopted this technique. Shri Krishna says, the seekers of the freedom, not only we are not the only one we are seeking in the past, many have sought and they adopted this path. Purvairapi mumukshubhihi, seekers of the liberation, they have done their karma, having understood this way. Purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva, you also do the action that way in your life. Do the action, not get stuck. Stuck in the first three layers, as I mentioned. Kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam. Like your ancient people who have liberated themselves, who have realized the freedom, like them, you also do. Shri Krishna says, you are not the only one doing. There are many references. People have done. And when others have done, why can't you? You also can do. You also can do, and not to say that you can't do. And there are examples people have done. You also can do. Like Purve, Purvataram Kritam. Like previously what people have done, you also can do that one. And these three shlokas will again touch upon that one. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtvam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaramapi mam vidya kartaram avyayam namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha iti mam yo bijanati karma bhirna sabadhyate evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanooramardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum